Hello there. Today I'm doing preparation for the Super Bowl's Carnivore's Feast. What we'll be having are my ribeye taco shooters. Now those are like taco rolls or similar to taquitos. We'll be using ribeye steak, and we're going to grind that up in my meat grinder and then season it with some dry taco seasoning mix that I'm going to make, and we're going to put those in a whole wheat corn tortilla. And then if there's any extra meat, we're going to use just regular flour white tortillas. We're also going to have my hot butter injected chili sauce chicken tenders, which are basically, you'll see those ingredients. Mexican hot sauce and butter injected into a skinless, boneless chicken breast. And then topped, after baking, we'll top it with Frank's Red Hot Chili sauce. And then also we're going to do my cream cheese bacon tater skins, and we'll be taking the pulp out of the potatoes, making a cream cheese and bacon combination, spreading it over the potato skin, leaving quite a bit of potato on there so you're not just getting skin only. And then we're going to use that pulp for Salisbury steak in the next video. So basically that's what the Carnivore's Feast will consist of. And I'm going to be doing some pre-prep for this, so that way Sunday all I'll have to do is just get everything together. I will be making my potato skins fresh on Sunday, but the taco meat preparation will take place today, and the chicken breasts will be injected today, but they won't be cooked today either. So the taco meat will be ready today to go for Sunday. We'll just freeze that, and then everything else we'll just do on Sunday. So see you in a little bit. Okay, what we have here is our ribeye steak. I just cut it into some strips, about 1-inch strips, like that. And we're going to put that in our meat grinder, and we're going to grind that down. And that's going to be our ground meat to put in with our spices that I was telling you about. Okay, that's another use of recycled foil there, and that made a nice bowl there, and that was about a little over a pound of meat there, and it almost looks like chili meat, or you can get the grinder with smaller grinder circles on it, come out like hamburger, but this here is just fine. It's almost like a chili meat. So we'll go ahead and cook that up. Okay, now to make your taco seasoning, you're just going to add all these ingredients: our garlic powder, onion powder, chili pepper, Spanish paprika, cumin, and salt. And you do want to leave out the oregano and the cilantro. You want to leave that out. And since I don't have an Old Spice container, I'm just going to put this in a Ziploc bag. Just something that you can make sure it's airtight. And see, that makes a nice amount of seasoning there. Let's say we'll use 2 tablespoons of this, and that's about 1.5 ounces, which is a nice size, your average size seasoning container. For instance, this here is Spanish paprika. That's just, this container itself is 1.94 ounce. So a little under one of these size containers is what this is in this baggie. Okay, so we'll go ahead and season our meat. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get our meat started. We got some bacon going over here. That's going to go into our cream cheese bacon potato skins. Got our bacon going. I'm going to pre-cook that and crumble it up in the food processor. But back to our ribeye here. We're getting ready to put that in. And I didn't mention spaghetti or tomato sauce. I'm sorry for this. But there's a step in here you can put tomato sauce, like when you're making taco meat with the packages. You can add, it usually calls for water. The reason I didn't mention it is you can add about 4 ounces per pound of water or tomato sauce. Today I'm going to just add tomato sauce to this, but that's right at the end when we put our cilantro and our oregano in there. And if you have oregano that's a bit chunky, this here has a few flakes. You just kind of want to break that up a little bit. It's a little splintery, so kind of be careful. You might get a few little pricks there. But you don't want it to be in large pieces. They have large pieces. So what we're doing here is just going to add pepper. And this is optional, but I'm going to add black pepper. The last dish I made, I put too much some type of green pepper, I believe, had come out of a garden that someone gave us, and it was the wrong kind, so I'm not going to mess with peppers in this other than ground black pepper. Okay, so we'll go ahead. You want to brown your meat, and this is pretty lean. The ribeye, it's didn't have much marbling in it. It's a little bit in there, but that'll determine if I drain this or not, how much we have grease we have left. We probably will drain it a little bit, but not much. Okay, so we'll put that down, and then I'll flip my bacon. Actually, it doesn't need flipping. Let's turn that bacon up so we can get done. Okay, so we'll come back to this, and we'll add our taco sauce, or seasoning mix, I'm sorry, in there. And this is 2 tablespoons, as I mentioned. Hello there, we're back. Well, it's winter months are here, and it's no better day than a day for a pot of Sahapan John soup, Kim style. Now this recipe basically, it's long. Okay, it looks like we'll have just a little grease in there, so we'll go ahead and add our taco seasoning that we made in there. You can see that should be a nice reddish brown color, and you'll know that you got it in there just right. Remember, 2 to 3 tablespoons per pound of meat. If you're using chicken, beef, turkey, what have you. And this is ground up pretty good, so we don't have to worry about those big chunks. Now, the average kitchen probably does not have a meat grinder. So what you'd want to do in that case is buy, if you want ground steak, ground beef, regular ground beef, 85-15, 90-10, whatever, ground sirloin, you can get this same taste. It does taste a little different. I think it tastes better than ground beef with the ribeye in it, personally. Okay, so we got that there. As you can see, there's not any grease left for us to drain. So if you're using a cheaper cut of meat, which is fine, you probably will want to drain that beef. Make sure your seasonings are on there, though, except for the last 3 we're going to put in there. You don't want to wait till the meat gets all the way done and then put your seasonings on there, because you want them to kind of cook in as the meat is cooking itself. Okay, so we got that, and we're going to add our 4 ounces of tomato sauce. You can also use 2 ounces of tomato paste if you want. Add that in there, 4 ounces. That's about half a can. And this is no salt added here, this particular one. Our oregano can go in there now at this time. And then we'll estimate about a 1/4 teaspoon of cilantro. Okay, that was a new cilantro there. Okay, so we estimated on that. And then we'll just kind of make sure you get that oregano down in there. And your meat will look like this. Oh, it smells good. If you want to use fresh onions and garlic and any other fresh cilantro, that's fine also. But since I was making taco seasoning mix, I didn't choose to do that. But your onions go in with your meat and your garlic originally when you started, if you're doing it with fresh ingredients. Okay, so we got that. It's pretty much done. But we're going to put our lid back on it and let it simmer for about a good 5-10 minutes, and that'll push those flavors through that steak. Okay, it looks like our taco meat is pretty much done. Once that sets, all the flavors will absorb and that will dry up within itself. Okay, so we're done with that, and we'll let that taco meat set and settle, and then I'll show you how to make one taco shooter, and then I'm going to freeze this and you make all the rest of them on Sunday. Okay, so what you're going to want to do, here's our corn wheat blend tortilla. I'm going to drop it in this hot oil. Once you see it bubble a little bit, as you can see, you know it's ready to drop in there. And you're basically just wanting to get this warm and hot enough. Actually, it'll be hot, I shouldn't say warm, to where you can put the meat in there, roll it up in there without it breaking and cracking. I don't recommend making these and freezing them because the corn tortilla will break down easily. Like I say, when they start bubbling, you know you don't want them to bubble too much because you don't want them to get hard. You just kind of want them to be in there enough to where you can move it around like that without it breaking. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and fill these here in a few minutes. Okay, basically you just want to put some of this in the middle, and we're going to wrap these up like so. You don't need a whole lot because you want them to wrap up and close up all the way. Get them in there and wrap those up. That's going to be hot, so be careful. That grease is still pretty hot. Okay, there you go. And if you want to put a toothpick in there, you can, but see, you got your meat in there and it's nice and soft, and that's the wheat one there. And this flour one, we'll see how it's going to do. Just going to put your meat there in the middle. I would suggest doing these here probably with the corn tortilla. The flour ones can get a little crispy on you. And we'll roll this baby up. Okay, that's doing fine. And we'll roll it up. Some of the meat falls out. You can just kind of tuck your fingers around the edges of this if you want as you're rolling it, if you can tolerate that heat. I'm kind of used to it with all the cooking I do. But there you go. Those are your ribeye taco shooters, and you can dip them in nacho cheese dip, whatever you prefer. Those are good to go.